commemorate the abolition of the institution of chattel slavery, we are reading from interviews done by the Works Progress Administration in the 1930s with formerly enslaved people in South Carolina. We have changed some of the language and dialects to be clear, but the complete and unedited interviews can be read at the Library of Congress's website. Unfortunately, we do not have narratives from the people enslaved at Roosevelt Plantation State Historic Site, but we use narratives from the surrounding area to help tell the stories of those people who were enslaved. Today, let's listen to the words of Gus Feaster, an ex-slave in Union County, South Carolina, who was interviewed in the year 1937. I don't know when I was born. My father was Prince Feaster. Mother was Lucy Richards Feaster. She belonged to Mr. Barry Richards, who lived between Mapleton and Goshen Hill Township on the Richard quarters. My sister named Harriet, brothers were Albert and Billy, and that's all the children there was in the family. I was so young.
Poke salad was ate in them days to clean a fella out. It would come with tender every spring, and when it was cut down in sand, it looked white. Here it is. Cut it, wash it, and parboil. Pour off water and ball up in balls in your hand. Put it in a frying pan of hot grease from ham or strip meat, and fry. Season with black pepper and salt, and eat with new spring onions. Tender with stems are better than the salad, and of course earlier. Ash cake was good with poke salad, and clabber or buttermilk, and all there was sweet milk. That only on filled your belly, but makes you fat and strong.
Sometimes the people would eat too much and get the colic. For this, they would take and chew pine needles, and it would be over with. On the plantations, there was an old woman, too old to do any work, and they would take and study what to do for the elements of grown folks and the little children. For the little children and babies, they would take and chew up pine needles and then spit it in the little children's mouths and make them swallow. Those old women made pine resin pills from the pine resin, what dropped from the pine trees, and gave the pills to the folks to take for their backaches.
We wear cotton clothes in hot weather, dyed with red dirt or mulberries, or stained with green walnuts, that is the hulls. Never had much exchange of clothing in cold weather. In that day we would haul wood 8 or 10 feet long. The log houses were daubed with mud and they were warm. Fire lasted all night from the big wood and the house did not get cold. We had heavy shoes with wood soles, heavy cotton socks which were worn the whole year through the cold weather, but all of us go barefoot in hot weather.
There wasn't any dressing up for marrying in slavery times. They would just say, there is going to be a marriage tonight. You see about 40 or 50 folks there to see it. If it was in the watermelon time, there would be a big feast after the wedding. Old man Preacher Tony would marry you for nothing. As we conclude, if you would like to read more of Gus's words and other formerly enslaved people, I encourage you to research the WPA narratives on the Library of Congress's website. We hope hearing these stories from their interviews provide insight into the lives of the formerly enslaved people in South Carolina as we continue to celebrate and acknowledge Juneteenth.